Hi Earthy people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gerard, Witch of Earth's Curious Goods, and today I'm going to be doing your September predictions. So if you aren't new around here, you know how this works, but just in case you are, I'm going to display 3 cards, and they're going to be from the tarot, and you just take your time. You'll choose between the 3 cards, and from there, I'll make predictions for how your September month is going to go. So make sure to use your intuition, make sure you take your time and really put some thought into it before choosing the card, especially if you're deciding between cards. Take your time, right? There's no rush. Pause the video if you need to. So without further ado though, let's get to those predictions. Let's begin. So here we are. We have the Sun card, the Moon card, and the Star card. So take your time, really take your time to think about it. Choose between the sun, the moon, or the star. What is your intuition saying? Which one would you choose? Think about how September will go. Think about how you want that information to come to you. Think about what you would like September to look like. And then choose between the 3 cards, so that you can get your messages that are just for you. So we're going to begin with the Sun card. So for those of you that chose the Sun card, this is your reading. Okay, so I want to begin with, for those of you that are in my Sun group, the first message that we want to go with is keep your temper, okay? My Keep Your Temper card comes up to let you know that there are times where you let your emotions rule you, okay? And in September, it is super important that you keep that in check. Don't let your emotions let you make bad decisions, okay? And sometimes you can say things that you really don't mean because you're emotional. So if you're mad, if you're upset, when it comes to September, sometimes you just need to walk off. Sometimes you just need to not say anything, think about it, and then revisit it. It's okay, but don't let your emotions guide you when it comes to your month of September. Which leads me to why the Choices card comes up. The Choices card, let's see how she looks. My Choices card comes up to let you know that right now you already have that feeling of being blocked and restrained, or there's a lot of obstacles. It's like one thing after another, and it feels like that, okay? But you got to remember that you have the ability to change your path, your destiny. The path that you're on is not permanent, okay? It's all based on choices, okay? I don't know if you believe in the law of attraction, but I feel like that is something that can really be important in your life. I also feel that you are also intuitive, so your intuition guides you. And don't ignore it, okay? That those choices are put in front of you for a reason. And it's okay if you make a bad choice, but learn from it. Don't repeat it, okay? That's insanity, right? Is doing the same thing expecting a different result. Let's choose differently. My Use Your Time Well card comes up. For those of you in my Sun group, don't procrastinate, okay? I can see right there that you have to make every minute count when it comes to your goals or if you want change, okay? For those of you in my Sun group, especially when it comes to September, don't dilly-dally, don't procrastinate, don't put it off. Don't put off what you can do today for tomorrow, okay? Because it's that wonderful lie that you keep telling yourself that, okay, I'm going to get to it tomorrow. Next month, this month is just not a good month. Next year, because this year has already been really hard. Oh, I've gone through a lot, so tomorrow I'll go ahead and revisit that. Revisit it now. Take a look at it now while you have time, okay? Use your time wisely, okay? So when September comes around, just make sure that you don't procrastinate, that every minute counts, and every minute that you don't use wisely is another minute wasted that you could have put toward, actually accomplishing your goal, accomplishing getting rid of that bill, that obstacle, that issue, that person that you want to have that conversation with, or a person that you want to tell all your feelings to and you just haven't had the courage to do so. Don't take for granted the time that you have, okay? September is now a perfect month to get those things done. So for those of you that are in my sun group, just remember the sun is shining upon you. You have the ability to do these things. Why not when September comes? Why not then? And if not now, then when? Now let's do the people that chose the moon. So for those of you that chose my moon card, here is your reading for September. Okay, so the first one that is really popping out to me is my follow your own good advice, okay? For those of you that are in my moon group, you are prone to giving great advice. You are prone to see other people's issues and problems. You are able to see from your perspective what's going on in their life. But don't forget to take your own advice, okay? It's easier said than done, but if you also want to set a good example, then follow your own advice, right? Lead by example. But you know what is best for you. You have to trust yourself, okay? So you are able to give out that good advice. You are able to give out that good love advice, financial advice, that friend advice, that problem you're able to solve. If you're able to do that for others, friends, family, then just know that you can do that for yourself. Trust yourself. Know that you know what's best for yourself. Not your mom, not your aunt, not your grandma, not your friend, not your husband, not your boyfriend. You know what's best for you. So when September comes, listen to yourself. Listen to that voice inside of you, okay? It is going to lead you in the right direction. Which leads me to my no need to fear card, okay? My no need to fear card comes up because this, for September, I want you to remember how powerful you are. You are a lot more powerful than you think. You have a lot more abilities than you give yourself credit for. You actually are intuitive. I can see intuition. I can see that you're also a little empathic, that you are affected by the people around you, by the energy that is surrounding that place, that person, that thing. You have the ability to manifest things. So I want you to not fear the power that you have. Do not fear what you're able to see forward and backwards and present, okay? Take that information and use it to your advantage. It is given to you for a reason, okay? So don't fear. And my last message is, all must have prizes. Okay, now this card comes up to me because this lets me know in September you're going to try to be a people pleaser. Okay, you're going to want to make everyone happy. You're going to be like, okay, this person's fighting, this person's fighting. I want everyone to get along. I want you to remember that you cannot make everything perfect. You cannot be perfect, and you can't make everything go your way. Okay, sometimes it just won't be that way. And in September, I want you to remind yourself that it's okay, that everything's not perfect. You did your best. Let it flow. Let the natural things take its course, okay? It's going to work out, but you have to trust in yourself. Follow your own good advice. Don't be afraid. And everything will work out in September. Finally, for those of you that have chosen my star card, this is your September reading. Alright, so for those of you that chose my star card, I'm going to tackle this right away, my do not drink poison card, okay? And the reason why I want to tackle this is for September, I want you to remember, do not do the things that you know are bad for you, okay? If you know that you drinking too much makes you have bad choices, then don't do it. If you know that hanging around a certain person makes you feel a certain way, then don't do it, okay? So don't drink poison, okay? And also, this card is coming up. Some of you in my star group, I don't want you to think about vengeance. Some of you want harm to somebody that has done you wrong, okay? And you wishing vengeance is like you drinking poison and expecting them to die. That's not going to help, okay? You have to forgive, and I'm not saying that you have to forgive their behavior. You just have to forgive them so that you can release yourself, that you can move forward. But you wanting vengeance upon them is not going to serve anyone, and that just holds you captive, makes you the prisoner. You'll never be free if you keep them with you. Let them go, okay? But that brings me to my investigate card. For those of you that chose my star card, I want you to pay attention closely in September. Look closely at all the facts, okay? Think before acting. Don't just jump ahead without knowing all the situation, knowing the big picture, okay? If you're going to buy this house, is your interest rate going to go up? How much of a down payment? Can we really afford that monthly bill? Okay, if you're going to buy that new car, can I afford this in my budget right now? You need to make sure that you ask the appropriate questions. Look closely. For those of you, though, that are also thinking about your friendships and thinking about your relationships, I want you to investigate that before you blow up at your friend, at your loved one. Think before you act. Ask the right questions. Look closely at the situation before making assumptions, okay? And the last thing is, I want to be queen card comes up, okay? Now, I want to be queen comes up because this lets you know that you are declaring your freedom in September. You're going to pass that test. So for those of you that had to take a test or are taking a test, just know in September you will pass it. That you are going to get the freedom. So if you're going through a divorce and you feel like it's going to take forever, just know that you are going to be free, that you are no longer going to be weighed down. So if you feel like the situation is going to be forever, just know that it won't be forever. It will move on. You will move on. You will be the queen of the house. And for those of you that are guys, you'll be the king of the house. So just keep that in mind, okay? September is when it all works out. Well, earthy people, those are your predictions. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope that that gives you the information to move forward for September, to give you some knowledge on how to guide your journey. As always, stay earthy, stay magical, and don't forget, okay? Love yourself and others. Bye for now.